Great day. Hallelujah. God bless you. Hello. Hello, Prophetess K. How are you? If you're first time joining, let me know where you're from. Alabama. Welcome, Alabama. Phone is freezing. Okay. How about now? Still freezing? Somebody was freezing. All right. I think there was a dead spot over there when I was walking through. I think there's a dead spot, a dead zone. My goodness, only 2 people. I know this ain't gonna be a popular message, but when do I ever give a popular message? Do me a favor, share this with some people if you can get a chance, so we can get some more people on this broadcast, so you can hear these prophecies I heard on the Prophecy Club. Eight predictions concerning America. How you doing? Huh? Yeah, I like baseball. The Mets, especially, they're in first place. She likes my shirt. New York Mets in the first place. I don't know if you have any New York Mets fans. I had to walk away over here for a minute. All right, let me start to get into this. Hopefully a few more people will get on. When we're talking about things of what I'm talking about, the Astros. When we talk about the nature of what I'm going to discuss with you, it's not popular. Now I'm going to give you these prophecies. There's actually 8 of them concerning America. Now, I'm not projecting these prophecies. That's my disclaimer. But I heard a podcast on the Prophecy Club from a former Muslim who is now a Christian, who I became friends with on Facebook. His name is Pastor Masih, I believe his name is. I just became friends with him. New York Mets. Only because they're in first place. Now, this has been confirmed with a few other prophets. I forget their names. I don't want to say their names and mess them up, but if you go to the podcast, the Prophecy Club, there are several podcasts there regarding what I'm about to talk to you about today. And one of them is called The Babylonians Are Coming. There are several on there regarding prophecy concerning America, what's projected, what's going to happen. Now, again, these are not my prophecies, but again, other men of God have had the same visions and dreams of what I'm about to share with you, and it's not a pleasant thing you may want to hear. So you may not want to be on this Periscope afterwards, but I'll leave that up to you. Because when it comes to things of that nature, a lot of people are just looking for a feel-good message. And as I told you before, I don't give you feel-good messages, and this is the reason why I always say prophets are not popular, because they go against the grain and they don't want to share what people want to hear. Even on this Periscope, I've lost countless viewers. That's why the numbers are so low, because I've said a lot of things that people couldn't deal with. Hold on, let me get my notes. The wind blew them away. Islam. Islam, that, you know, it's interesting that you say Islam is the truth, because of the prophecy that I'm going to tell you about is from a former Muslim. So stick around, Amir. Listen to what I have to tell you, because the prophecies are from the book, as the Quran says, the book. So stick around. You may find this Periscope very interesting. I'm not going to block you like most Christians do to Muslims. They come on a broadcast and the first things Christians do is block them because they're afraid of them. There's nothing to be afraid. Only one we should fear is God. You see? So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Okay. Now, here's the first prophecy. Now, based on what the first prophecy is this. Here we go. The first thing he said is that the church is full of goats. Now, if you read Matthew 25, you'll notice Jesus speaks about in the end times, there will be a separation between goats and those other people that are not goats. Sheeps, rather. Sheeps and goats. And what God's going to do, blessing Sylvia, he's going to separate the sheep from the goats, as we see in Matthew 25. But interesting enough, in the church now, the Lord revealed to this man of God that in the church is full of goats. Now that should alarm you, that we as evangelical Christians, we're sitting in many of our churches and we don't realize that many of the people that are sitting next to us, even though they attend, they're not saved, they're not born again. They think they are, but unfortunately they're not. So again, this man, okay, give me a second, Amir. Let me just share. If you could stick around, I'm going to speak about Obama also. I'm going to speak about him because I'm going to speak about Obama also. I'm not politically correct, but I do have to share this with you. Okay, the first thing, the vision was this. He said the Russians are going to attack and conquer America. Now, your feedback is welcome. Now, every time I pose a point, if you want to reflect on that, I'll give you time to reflect on that. I'm not going to interrupt you, but when I tell you to reflect, you can reflect. So the first part of the prophecy was that the Russians are going to attack and conquer America. Okay. All right. This is according to a prophecy. If you go to the podcast, the Prophecy Club, listen to all the podcasts regarding America and what's going to happen with America. Again, the Prophecy Club. It was from a former Muslim who is now a Christian pastor. Yes, including the church. It says, he says that according to the vision he had, Russians are going to attack and conquer America. That was the first thing he said. Now again, these prophecies were confirmed with other prophets. If you go on these podcasts, you will be able to hear the other names, the other people who also received other revelation as far as this is concerned. So that's the first one he said. Now watch this. He says Obama is bringing in a mass military system to kill Christians. And he also noticed, he said that when Obama came into office, according to the vision, he said that was when America began to become under judgment. That's what he said. He said, according to the prophecy, he said when Obama became president, that's when America received judgment. You got to realize something. When we look in the Bible, we see the same scenario. Israel, according to the Old Testament and Samuel, chose a king. They didn't want God to be their king. They wanted a man-made king. So they say, give us a king that could rule over us like the other nations. Sounds like America, right? Give us a king that could rule over us. Give us a president that could rule over us so we can be like the other nations. We don't want God to rule over us. We want a king. America was deceived by Obama. Now, also, I'm a prophet. I walk in the prophetic. Actually, I'm an apostle, but I operate in the prophetic. These are not my prophecies. I'm just making that clear. I'm just sharing what was given, I heard. So again, if you just got here, Christians were deceived, blinded. Obama is bringing in a mass military army that's going to be killing Christians. That's something to consider. Also, in this podcast, he has many. He also said that Trump is probably the only hope that America has to revive this country, because he's not a politician. He can't be bought out. He can't be bribed. He's going to speak what he has to speak. He said that Trump was the only hope. And all the things that Trump is doing is what a lot of politicians are not doing. And this is the reason why he's gotten favor from all of America. Realizing that Trump is part of biblical prophecy, but people don't realize that. Whether he wins or he doesn't win, that's subject to debate within the church. I didn't hear it from God. I'm just telling you what I heard on a podcast. Again, I keep repeating this. These are not my predictions. But again, he's saying that Trump is the only hope for this nation. Who is the person, Jesus prophet, that will come after him? Who is the person Jesus prophesied that will come after him? Jesus spoke about Moses and Elijah, I believe. Okay, number 3. He says, nuclear bombs hit America. Watch this. Okay, we'll get into that later. Nuclear bombs hit America, and you see houses burning, row after row. Row after row, houses burning. He said nuclear bombs hit America. Now, the reason for this was the retaliation for Japan. When the United States bombed Japan in 1945, I believe, he said since America didn't repent of those actions, what's going to happen is judges are going to fall back on America for doing that action, killing innocent people, just like what Syria is going through right now. Syria is getting bombed. There's such a civil war going on over there. They're getting bombed from everywhere, and many innocent people are being killed, children, and all these things. They're caught in the middle. So because of what America did to Japan back in the 40s, it's going to come back to them and haunt them, according to this prophecy. Nuclear bombs will hit America. And he saw houses burning, row after row after row of houses just in fire and flames. That's serious. Okay, number 4. Nobody has any comments. Number 4. Russia and China is coming out of submarines and on foot. Again, this is another part of the prophecy. Russia and China will be coming to America out of submarines and on foot. Then he says this, the 5th prophecy was this. When the Americans fired at the Russians and the Chinese, at the communists, he said that their weapons did not ignite. Whose weapons? He said that the American weapons did not ignite. Their guns, when they fired at Russia and China, that their weapons did not ignite. Y'all probably never heard this before. All right, number 6. American sons and daughters were tortured and killed. and tortured. Again, American sons and daughters were tortured and killed, according to this prophecy. Russian subs were found in the Gulf. These were released this year, Amir. I believe the podcast was in March, which was just last month. They just posted this. That was number 6. Number 7. This does not exist. I'm sorry. Nobody can see the future. So no. Yes, they can. Because there are prophets. You just don't understand. You don't know. There are prophets. Yes, I can too. You hang around me long enough and God will reveal something about you too. That's right. So stick around. All right, number 7. Coastal cities he saw burning and their ships